Hey, everybody.
You started that too early. Try it again.
Hey, everybody.
There we go. Welcome to Jack's Treasures on YouTube. Today is Friday, guys. It is a general day. Tracy and I are in Tennessee right now doing a yard sale. Hopefully everything is going really well. We are recording all of these things because we call it batch recording. Because if we don't, we'll forget. I.e., we forgot in the last two Mondays, but we did launch one on Monday, so you want to check that one out. It had to do with what days of the week are best to buy storage units, which, by the way, are today. Today is the best day, one of the best days to buy storage units. Yes, but today is Reselling Friday, where we tackle general questions and answers that people have asked us in the chat, which they don't, or that we have to make up, which we do, or things that just pop into our head.
This is a topic that I've heard just little bits about, people have talked about recently, about the benefits and drawbacks of reselling as a couple. I'm the drawback. He's the benefit. Okay.
No, you're the one who said all of that. I didn't say none of that.
I'd like to feel that I'm like an expert on this topic because I have resold in like all three ways. I have been part of a reselling power couple. Hell yeah. I have resold completely by myself, 100% by myself. And then I have resold when I had a non-supportive spouse. So I feel like I can feel all aspects of that.
Okay. I've done two of the three, okay, because I wasn't married when I started reselling, which is hence the reason why I started reselling was because I got a divorce and I needed money. So I started reselling. But there are benefits to being a couple and reselling. A lot of people are seeing that because they see some of these amazing couples that are out there that are reselling right now. For instance, Joe and Nicole. Okay, with
Corey and Teresa.
Corey and Teresa. Okay, a great couple right there, guys, with great videos too. You want to check them out. Grams and Pops Vintage on YouTube. But they are amazing, okay, because they show you about, the best part about it is that they show you both the benefits and the drawbacks of it. So what are some of the benefits of being a reselling couple?
Let's switch off. Let's do that.
Okay.
My first benefit is that it's easier to delegate the jobs you prefer and don't prefer.
She delegates.
I delegate.
She tells me what to do.
Right. Which my delegation is you get in front of the camera and sell that stuff on Whatnot.
Yes. That's all. She does do live selling though, guys. She does do live selling. So don't think that I try to keep it from her.
Oh gosh, she doesn't keep it from me. I prefer to not be in front of the camera to sell, but I mean, I do it sometimes when I feel like it.
And that is a huge benefit because see, then as a seller, I can concentrate on the selling, not so much the logistics of running the show and talking to the people in the chat.
Right.
Because Tracy can. Now, I do try to my best to do it, but sometimes I don't have my glasses like now. And I can tell you right now, I can barely see the screen. I mean, I could see it, but I can barely see it. And even when I have my glasses on, the chat sometimes goes really fast and I'll miss a lot of stuff.
If something I feel like he really needs to address, I can say it out loud. Then he hears it and he's able to talk directly to the chat that way.
Or if I start reading a red chat and she shuts me down like real fast, which that one I definitely needed to be shut down on.
Most of the time, red chat is someone, either they say something that's pretty much innocuous and it just gets red chatted by mistake.
They want to be seen.
Or, they want to be seen, or they'll say something just to kind of get a little rise out of us of a friend, Our friends, I Love Discounts, another great couple, by the way.
Yeah.
Tony
and Lysandra.
They always say hi to Boobs, which is me. But
it's a very, very first. It's a joke that came about because when we were talking to Tony and Lysandra said that the first thing that Tony noticed about Lysandra was her legs. And obviously,
Brian chipped in.
Say anymore. Okay.
But so they'll come in and they say boobs and it goes into the red chat. A guy who always comes to our show named Envying Nat, he'll come in and say random stuff just to get red chatted. He's found the weirdest words that are even red chatted.
I don't even understand how some of those words get red chatted.
But one day somebody came in and they put out this vile paragraph. I mean, probably one of the nastiest things I've ever read in my life. And Brian, just assuming it was one of our friends, starts reading it. And I'm like, no.
don't read that. You know, but yeah, so that's a great benefit because it helps that other person. I could tell you who really takes advantage of this is Lover Dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's Dottie and Tracy. Tracy
Yep.
is vintage thrifter, and they are perfect for doing this
Yeah.
right there because Dottie is in front of the camera. She's running everything, and Tracy runs everything. She does her own shows, by the way.
Yes.
But
And they're amazing too.
but they are just, yeah, they are. But you can just literally see how smooth it's running with Tracy running it. Same thing with this Tracy
there are
running,
other-
which goes back to what you said on the
All
other video.
the Tracys are
All
amazing.
the Tracys are awesome.
Shout out to Tracys.
Yeah.
But there's other benefits too. We're able to.
That's my turn.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's my turn.
Sorry.
You said we were going to switch back and forth.
Go. Zip.
May I? Okay. One of the best benefits of working with a couple is you get that other idea. You bounce things off of them. Okay. For me, it's great because Tracy is super smart when it comes to knowing items to look for. She's been watching videos from Bolo videos from resellers for years before I even started. So I'll pick up an item and I'll say, hey, what about this right here? And she says, no, not that one. Or I pick up this item and I said, what about this one right here? And she'll say, yes, what, if it's this amount. So you bounce ideas off of each other too. Like, what are we going to record today? Bouncing ideas off of them. Okay. How do we want to do the show today? Bouncing ideas off of each other. And that's a great benefit.
Another benefit is the time saving. Sometimes when we have like a big show, we both work on packing it and we can get it done in half the time, which that's amazing.
And on the opposite end of that, when I'm unloading a truck, Tracy can do all of the shipping on a smaller show, which is what we did yesterday.
Yesterday I was loading shows while he was unloading a truck. So we were still accomplishing things towards the future while he was working on that. So that was awesome.
So when you get those really, really big trucks or big loads or big shows or whatever it may be, having that partner with you, it just helps you and it makes it less lonely. Okay. Because being a single seller and you're the one that runs the shows, you do the shows and you do all of the packing and you ship all of those items. My hats off to you. Archie Biscuit Butt, my hat's off to you. Chris the Cajun Reseller, my hat is off to you. Okay, because you do all of it. Okay, you do all of it. Ken, SSK Promo, and he does have help with it when he does his live shows. But when he does his eBay, he does most all of it his own because his better half, Jill Kacherka, she has a full-time job, profession. So, those of you that do that, my hat's off to you because, I just can't imagine having to ship everything, sell it, list everything and do all of that. We trade on and off all of that other kind of stuff. And here's another huge benefit, okay? If one of us doesn't feel like doing something, the other person can do it. Yep. We had a show the other day. It was a brooch show and it was Tracy's show.
I loaded it.
She loaded it. She had everything.
The items.
She knew all of the items, and I didn't. I don't know anything about jewelry, which that you don't have to know everything about anything to sell. But what we did when we were doing it, Tracy got frazzled because she couldn't figure out how she wanted to set it up, and it wasn't working out the way that she wanted to. And she says, "I'm going to move the show." And I said, "No. We got pre-bids. Let me go ahead and I'll do the show." And at first she said no, and then she said, "Okay. Let's go ahead and do it." And we did it. And we were only on for 35, 40 minutes or something like that. It was a
very short show.
And we made $170, $174. Okay. So it was really good. So that's another thing too. If, let's say I'm sick, we still have to ship.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say Tracy's got a doctor appointment or she's getting her hair done. We still have to work. So we still have money coming in. We still have somebody to do something,
Another benefit, and this may be the biggest benefit to me, is that it's more fun. I never had as much fun reselling as I do with him.
Yeah. You want to know about that one? Watch Lover Dogs again. Watch Tony and Lysandra and watch Joe I'd Flip that when they put out a video on the Reseller Showdown. Okay. You want to talk about fun. They are a blast. Okay. They are an absolute blast. And I don't know how many times I've said it. I could not resell I could not resell if it wasn't for her.
I'm going to give you one example here of someone that I've seen in both aspects, and that's our friend, Homeschool Mama. Mm-hmm. She does shows by herself, does great with them. But when she has a show and she has her spouse, Taco Joe, Josiah, on with her,
my adopted son,
you can see the glow in her. You can see the enjoyment factor going through the roof, and I love that, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. Now, there are drawbacks, okay? There are definitely 100%. Drawbacks, okay? Do you want to start?
You start on this one.
I knew that was coming right there. I knew it was coming. And that's one of the drawbacks right there. You get that drawback where you have your spouse, okay, and they have their idea of how it's going to go, and it's not communicated well, especially for me, because I'm awful at it. Okay, I'm going to tell you about one of the things about this. You generally have somebody who is a type A person, and then you have somebody that's a type B person, an introvert and an extrovert. Okay, you can guess which one.
Guess which one.
Yeah, put that in the chat down below. I want you guys to know that one, right? But we have these things. Also, Tracy is very detailed oriented ahead of time. What's the plan? How are we going to do it? When are we going to do it? For me, I think it all in my head, and then an instant idea comes in better, and I just do it. Like today, or what was it? Yesterday, last night. Last night we had to pick up our daughter, and we had to take the truck back, the U-Haul truck back. And I said to Tracy, I said, hey, listen, you take the truck, you go pick up Caitlin, I'll take the U-Haul, go get gas, and I'll drive it back to the U-Haul. And then after you drop off Caitlin, you can come back and get her.
Now, we had been talking all night about doing this, and that was never part of the plan. He was just going to run get her because we didn't have room in our back seat, so we couldn't both go.
Yeah,
he was going to go get her,
and
then we were going to go together and take the trucks. So he brings this up literally 2 minutes before we had to leave the house.
It was in my head the whole time, too. In my head the whole time. I'm like, oh, this makes total sense. This is great. This is a great idea.
Long story short, it didn't work out anyway because we couldn't find his wallet.
No, it wasn't because I couldn't find my wallet. It was because I opened up the truck door. And the truck door, we still had stuff in the truck. I emptied out the back of the truck, but we had stuff on the inside of the truck that we had bought at yard sale. So that's one of the biggest drawbacks is that if you have two different personalities, sometimes the communication of those ideas, of plans of what you're going to do that day, they flip-flop. And one of us can handle it, and one of us needs a minute, okay? By needs a minute, I mean 5 minutes and stuff.
At least.
So hell of a lot of arguments happened out of that shit.
Another, I guess, I don't know if I'd call it a drawback, but it can make things challenging is that people have different reselling styles and different things they enjoy selling. I don't like a lot of junk. Brian likes to look through everything to see, can I make money off this item? Can I make money off that? And I'm like, okay, this isn't going to go. Goodwill. Probably to an extreme, but he's the opposite to an extreme, and so that.
Wait, hold on.
He is getting better. He's getting better.
Foul. Okay, I used to take things apart. I used to do the what does Kevin say?
When in doubt, part it out.
Right. I used to do that. All right. I would take motors out of vacuum cleaners and put them in tubs, take them to scrapyard, and make the $100 that I would make breaking all this stuff down, selling the hoses, selling the tanks, selling this, no matter what it was and stuff. And I also had 8,000 listings on eBay. Okay. Now I know there's a lot of people out there way more than I do, even more than that. Okay. But the stuff that I had up was $4. Okay. $4 with like $4 shipping or, stuff like that. Some stuff I even had was like $2.99 with free shipping or whatever.
And then I, on the other hand, I'm like a cherry picker. I'm like, give me the top 10% and just get everything else out of my site.
Right.
So we have both learned, I feel like, to adapt a little bit on that and, learn a little from him. He's learned a little from me, and
I've found a
happy medium.
I mean, a lot.
I think McKay's has been a huge part of helping us do that because it allows us
to Grams and Pops, believe it or not. I mean, I talk to Corey, and Corey knows that I appreciate everything because I watch his videos. But we learn how to do stuff. Like my whole eBay store changed from being Walmart to being, Macy's, if you will, where the average cost on my items that are up on eBay right now are about $80. And that was because of stuff that we've seen on other people's videos, mainly Grams and Pop's Vintage.
And Whatnot has helped a lot too.
Whatnot has been a game changer.
We can
live,
get rid
live
of,
reselling,
yeah.
live reselling.
Yeah.
We also do.
You started with Whatnot
Mhm.
because things like these wrestling figures back here, do they have value? Sure, absolutely. Do I want to put them all into my eBay store and wait for them to sell? No, I don't. But tonight, they're going to go on Whatnot and they're going to go.
And I'm starting them off at $1.
And if they don't go, they're going to go to either McKay's or put into a lot.
Yep. Or we're going to put them in a lot and either sell them on Shop Commons or the dollar auction.
I actually have an idea for where to sell them on a lot if they don't sell.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff like that. So, what Tracy said, different styles.
Mm-hmm.
My disadvantage, one of the disadvantages, is sharing screen time. Okay? I want to show you. Do I have one over here? I don't think I have one over here. Guys, we have show notes. When we have our own podcast on Sundays that we do, and we record it with guests, we've always had a guest. We've only had 2 episodes where we haven't had a guest. Maybe 3, I don't remember.
The one coming out this Sunday is going to be Cute from Secondhand Sarcasm.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome, right? But I literally, one of the things that I do to make sure that we share screen time is I highlight Tracy's questions, Tracy's parts to read, my parts to read, things of that nature. When we're on a thing separate, okay, or I'm on screen separate because Tracy decides she's going to do a short or she wants to do a video of me doing something totally stupid, like putting on a pair of overalls and putting the music of I'm too sexy for my shit on it. That's different. That's easy for me to do. But for that one, me being the extrovert, I had to do that. Otherwise, Tracy she would have screen time, but she would be doing this.
But at the same time, he does tend to talk long. And when we're doing these videos, I always have things I want to say. And sometimes it comes off that I'm interrupting and pushing my way on there. And I hate that it comes out that way. But we both just get excited.
And you have to do it with me. Okay? If you don't shut me up, I swear to God, I can go on for an hour.
I have a little secret. If you ever see us in person and I'm patting his leg like that, that means he's talking too much. And he needs to let the person we're talking to talk more.
Yeah, she did it the other night.
I did.
A lot. I mean, a lot. I didn't even think I was talking that much, but I might have been under the influence. We weren't even talking. By the way, we weren't even with the person.
Mm-mm.
We were on the phone.
Yes.
We were on the phone. Bless you, Alex. Okay, because we were talking to you on the phone and stuff.
It's like,
and,
man, his story just went really long here.
It did.
Another thing that I feel is a downfall to reselling is sometimes
Not downfall to reselling.
Not downfall to reselling as a couple is that sometimes it's hard to separate that from your personal relationship and your life. Trying to find a time to just go out and do something that's not reselling is hard. Because we get out there and we're like, ooh, I want to go to a thrift store. Ooh, I want to go to that flea market. Ooh, and it all tends to somewhat come back to reselling.
Yeah, first movie that we saw was the Fantastic Four.
In years.
In 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay. That was the first one we saw. That's why we go to a lot of these meetups, because we tend to just delve ourselves into our work. And, Tracy will have that. It's one of the bad things about it, but one of the good things about it too, is Tracy will have to tell me, when are we going to quit tonight? And I'll say 8 o'clock. And 9:30, she comes and tells me, she goes, are you ready to quit now?
The other day, we the entire day Friday, we got up at 6:45 in the morning. We yard saled. We went and we bought a storage unit. Had to drive to Atlanta, pay 2 storage units, pay for that. We had a raid train that we wound up running at Truist Park. And so by the time this raid train's over, it's 7 o'clock. We had done absolutely nothing for ourselves. So we said, you know what? Screw it. Date night. We went to a nice meal. We went out for cobbler. We just hung out. We talked. We weren't reselling for at least 2 or 3 hours in there. And you've got to make yourself do stuff like that.
Yeah. One of my disadvantages of being a couple on there is hurt feelings.
That is true.
Okay. Sometimes you say things, or especially for me, I'll push the limit just a little bit. I'll move that line a little bit,
There
a
is no
little bit,
line.
a little bit, a little bit. And sometimes I hurt people's feelings, and Tracy says, you should have never said that, or I can't believe you said that. Or I'll say something like, hey, what do you think about this item? When we talked about earlier, we were bouncing stuff out there. And she says, and she'll say it this way too. She goes, oh no, of course not.
Sorry.
I said, what do you mean, of course not? Am I that stupid that I don't know? And stuff? And she'll be like, oh, I didn't mean it that way. Okay.
Something he does for me that has hurt my feelings in the past is that he will go through my Goodwill donations and pull things out.
Shit out. And then I'll run it and it won't sell, and she points that out. So sometimes you get on each other's nerves when you're doing stuff. Another thing is she watches a lot of videos, but she watches videos that are like podcasts, so she could just listen and still work. I watch videos that you have to watch. I'm watching now First Amendment Auditors. Absolutely love them. If you guys don't know, I'm just going to shout out one. Kansas City Accountability. If you guys want to see something and just laugh, because this guy is really, really, really funny. Tracy's even laughed at a couple of his stuff. I'll sit there and I'll watch that. So my work slows down.
And I pointed out.
And she'll be like, did you want to load that show tonight? Did you want to load it? You know, you were going to load that show. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm loading that show. And she'll be like, how much have you loaded? I go, I got these two things up. I said, the show's an hour.
My thing is, I like to work when I work, and I like to relax when I relax.
She doesn't relax.
Okay, well, when I do, I don't like to be sitting in front of my work when I do it.
Yeah.
And he's fine with kind of just doing a like slow meandering and doing both at the same time. I'm not good at that.
Slow meandering, like I'm a cow out in the field, man. You're horrible. This thing's going so long too. Okay, but yeah, hurt feelings are definitely a part of that. I mean, hey, just think about it this way: we're married. We're a married couple. Okay, if you honestly think we don't fight, then we're doing something right. Okay, but there are days where we will fight, not physically.
I'll tell you a secret. If you want to see when we have fought,
oh yeah,
watch the podcast episode with Grams and Pops Vintage when we had Pops on.
It was our second video.
It was our second video.
Video. I'm sitting here thinking, this thing is going to tank. We are never going to do another video.
We had probably the worst fight we had in 2 years. Not 10 minutes before we had to record that. And it started out like a little rough, but by the end of the episode, we were better.
Little hint, okay? Remember how she puts her hands on my knees? I did that. Whenever a woman says to you, give me 5 minutes, I'm telling you right now, don't give her shit. Okay, let her come to you. If you try to say, okay, it's been 5 minutes, are you okay now? No. It hasn't been 5 minutes. Yes, it has. And that just keeps the argument going.
Give me 5 minutes and approach me with either like a dessert or a cat, and you'll be fine.
But yeah, sometimes arguments do happen and stuff like that. And as a couple, we've done some Whatnot shows right before a fight. Okay, we've actually had a fight almost on Whatnot one time, and that was my fault. That was totally my fault. I was frustrated. how the show was going, and I didn't mean to take it out on Tracy, but it sounded like it, because I was like, I can do another item. I said, damn it, get out of my way.
This was a speed train show where we had to run as many items in 10 minutes as possible. And we didn't even fight. It wasn't an argument. He did come off a little harsh because he was just so in the moment.
I was in the competitive moment, and I'm like, I could do another item. We have 3 seconds, You have 60 seconds. I can run another 10 items, okay? But you had to rate it on time.
But I knew that it didn't matter if we ran 1, 3, 4 more items, we weren't going to win. So it was very easy for me to say, let's just end this.
Well, we were close. I mean, it was 134 to 121.
Yeah.
So I had to sell another 10 items.
And we didn't have time.
Right. But leave some comments there down below. If you guys are a couple, okay, let us know if you guys have any of the issues that we talked about or some of the benefits that we talked about. You know, because the benefits far outweigh the disadvantage.
And let me tell you from personal experience, as someone who has resold when I was in a bad marriage and when I was single.
Not this one.
Not this one. Not at all.
And I had nothing to do with it. Nothing.
Make your next partner a reseller. It makes things so much better. Find your reseller.
Yes. Help us out with Stop Soldier Suicide. There's a link down below. 22 a day, guys. I'm going to be doing a whole YouTube channel based on Stop Soldier Suicide, and I'm calling it 22 a day. It's already up, but there's no videos on there yet, so don't worry about that. I'm going to be working on that one. But also, Naughty Cat Cafe.
Not a strip club.
Not a strip club. They help out with rescue cats in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Not that there's anything wrong with strip clubs.
You've never been to one.
I know, but
I have.
I don't think there's anything wrong with them.
We're going to go to one now. All right, guys. So hit that like button down there. Drop a comment down there. Please drop some comments down there. We really love to see the comments that we get, good or bad. Doesn't matter to us. Hit that notification bell. You'll know whenever we upload another video, because we
shout out to those of you that comment a lot. It means a lot to us. Chris, Jeff, Archie, the consignment chat girls, Roman, Mike.
Yeah. We really do appreciate it. We try to be very quick to respond to those. I will let you know who I was talking about earlier, Kansas City Auditor. I have commented on almost all of his videos, and he has responded to he's responded to all of them. Okay. There are some other ones that I've left comments to, and you don't hear anything from them. They're just so busy. But with him, he does. So like, share, and subscribe. As always, don't go a day without
petting a feline.
Peace out from Jack's Treasures.
Bye.